guys, so for today's video I am doing the third and final product demo video for the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. So the upcoming week will be the last week of the sales period. So I'll link the first video where I went into a little bit more depth about the sale and how it works and everything like that, but essentially Ulta will offer different products for about 50% off every day of the week. So the products will change, and if you do want to get them at a discount, you have to make sure to purchase them on that day. You should also pay attention to whether the deal is online only if you prefer to shop in store. And I think there's even a couple that are app only. So there's a couple kind of restrictions and limitations you have to be careful of. If you do see an item sold out at Ulta, Sephora will usually price match Ulta's sales for the products that they carry. So if it's sold out at Ulta, you can also check Sephora. And I think Target now is also discounting products that are kind of in the Ulta section, if you will. So if the product is sold at Ulta and Target, you can check it out on the Target website. And finally, because Sephora is also in Kohl's stores now, you can also check the Kohl's website if all of the other options are not available. So I actually purchased the Estee Lauder primer from Kohl's because it was sold out at Ulta. And finally, I believe if you are a platinum or diamond member, anything you purchase that is in this kind of sale will ship for free. So you don't have to worry about adding an additional number of items to your cart to get free shipping. Okay. So I like to talk a little bit about skincare to begin with, and one of the items that will be on sale is the Mario Badescu facial sprays. This is the facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rose water, and I keep this in the fridge. I don't really use it that often, but in case it's really hot out, although summer's ending, in case it's really hot out or you're working out or working in the yard or anything like that, it can be nice to have this to kind of refresh your face. So it doesn't taste good, but it's a nice fine spray. So I'm just gonna let that kind of sit on my skin for a little bit. Yeah, it says store in a cool, dry place. The ingredients are deionized water, aloe gel, various extracts, rose extract, gardenia, and propylene glycol. So it's a pretty basic spray, but if you just want something kind of nice to mist your face with, there's that. A couple other skincare products I wanted to touch on. One was the First Aid Beauty Cleanser that I actually demoed at the end of my first week's video. So I used that with the Foreo. And that's a kind of more foamy cleanser that I will use with the Foreo, because more lotiony cleansers don't really foam up or work as well with that kind of cleansing tool. I've also been trying this Korres Foaming Cream Cleanser, and this is also pretty nice. I've just gotten samples of it and I've used it several times. So that is the consistency of it, and I'm just gonna kind of do a little experiment on my hand here. So I'm just gonna kind of mist that with some of the spray and just try and show you the texture a little bit. I mean, it does foam, but it's not like super foamy. It's a little bit more, I guess, on the milky side. And it has a nice clean scent to it. So it does have fragrance down at the very bottom, but it's not sort of super overpowering or anything like that. And it is made in Greece. So yeah, I think that's a perfectly nice cleanser as well. I'm not sure exactly what the price difference is offhand. I should have down below what the prices of both of those cleansers are and what day they're on sale and whatever. So, okay, so those are kind of the products I've used with any level of frequency where I would feel comfortable talking about them. There's one item that I would not recommend flat out, and that is the Dermaflash. So I still have it in the box, which tells you how much I've used it. I would say if you're going to purchase anything, I would recommend getting the Dermaplane device. That's the little kind of razor where you can shave your face with it. I like to use that on occasion. You still have to be kind of careful with it to make sure that you're using it at the right angle and doing all that, but That, I mean, it definitely removes the hair on your face. You don't need like an ultrasonic dermaplaner or face razor to do that, but I do enjoy using that. This, I did try it, so it's not like I've never tried it before, but I just don't think it did anything. It really didn't. So I was trying to use it to like extract things from my pores, and I just found that to be like completely ineffective. They're touting it as some sort of like dual purpose device because you're supposed to be able to extract on one side and then turn it over and like, you know, help your serum sink into the skin, but I don't think that's really necessary. But I'm sure there are people out there who disagree with me. I seem to recall Tarte talking about this like years ago before she took her hiatus. Yeah, you can see on the back there how it's supposed to work. But I think this is like $100 normally, and it's, you know, half off, so it's $50, but I still would not recommend it at that price. I think when I bought it, it was on sale, but I'm not sure how much of a sale it was. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. Let's talk about the actual makeup items. So the first thing I have is a primer. I just have a little sample of the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. So this will be on sale, as will the, I think like the dewy or hydrating version of the primer and the dewy hydrating version of the like setting spray. The All Nighter setting spray will not be on sale, and I think that's probably like the most popular out of those products. So if you were excited about that, I'm sorry to tell you that I don't think the All Nighter spray will be on sale. So this Urban Decay primer will be on sale, and then also the Benefit Professional. I just have this little sample here, and then I think there's two other Benefit primers that are also on sale that have like different benefits. So these are both like super thick, as you can tell, they're not going anywhere. The white one is the Urban Decay, and the pinky tone one is the Benefit. Both pretty thick. I think I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay. I can't recall if I've used the Benefit one recently. I know it was a choice in the recent FabFitFun fall box. I didn't select it, but it was an option. So if you don't know, I do have dry skin. I've already been outside kind of walking today, so I had like sunscreen, and I don't know, it's like in the low 80s, so I got a little bit warm. Doesn't really have a smell to it. So Ulta did send me an email, I guess for like re-qualifying for Diamond or whatever, where I could select a free gift. There were like 3 different Clinique foundations. I think this primer in the travel size. I forget what else, but anyway, I just thought that was interesting. Okay, just applied some Wander Lip Retreat oil to keep my lips hydrated. All right, so next up, my go-to Charlotte Tilbury corrector. And then for foundation, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation is going to be on sale for half off. I have the shade 130N, which I think is a pretty good shade match. I just recently did a full face of Anastasia Beverly Hills where I used this foundation. I also have the Norvina palette, like the Anastasia Norvina palette. So that palette will also be on sale. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that today or if I'm going to use the LORAC palette, but I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and go on half my face. And this says it's a luminous foundation. I don't find it to be overly kind of dewy. So if you don't have like super dry skin, I wouldn't be too afraid of it. I mean, to me this is like a pretty kind of like solid foundation. I don't think it's anything remarkable, but I think it's pretty solid. So if you had been wanting to try it, now would be a good time. They say it is long wearing And it says it's a breathable, weightless, moisturizing formula that helps to instantly mask imperfections, uneven texture, and discoloration while letting your natural radiance come through. Probably blend my face out before it says. I'm going to use the Real Techniques Expert Face Brush on this side. Even in the prep, they say for dry skin to make sure your skin is properly hydrated. You can use your daily skincare or a hydrating primer. Even for oily skin though, they say make sure the skin is properly hydrated. You can use your daily skincare. You can also use a mattifying primer, which I think the all-nighter is kind of more geared towards oily skin. All right, let's zoom you guys in a little bit here. Okay, so that is with the sponge and that is with the brush. I think both sides are pretty comparable. I won't get too hung up on like how to apply it. Just go with whatever you like. So like I said, I think it's a pretty good shade match. This is what like Sephora matched me to a while ago when this came out. Okay, so let's go in with brows. I don't think there's any brow products on sale that I have anyway. So I'm just gonna use this Kosas brow gel. And then I'm kind of excited to try the Anastasia concealer. So like I mentioned, I just did a full face of Anastasia. And of course, as soon as I filmed that video, they came out with a concealer, which they hadn't had before. So I have the shade 2, which Anastasia has a little chart that they put up on their Instagram where it said what concealer to buy based on the foundation shade you have. And I was kind of hemming and hawing about whether to get shade 1 or shade 2. But I decided to trust them and get shade 2. So this isn't on sale, but it is a new product, so I wanted to give this a shot. It has a bit of a kind of bigger size tube to it. So, let's see, it does look a little yellow. It does seem to have kind of nice coverage though, so I like to just kind of start patting it out. And then I'll take my beauty blender and, you know, like it says, blend. So, this is the first time I've tried this, so I can't, you know, say too much about it. I know Morgan Turner just did, I think she was doing a live stream where she did the Anastasia concealer on one side and the new Tom Ford concealer on the other. And there's, I don't know, like a $60 price difference between those two. So I recommend checking that out if you are curious. So this is supposed to have cool tones. 2 is very fair with cool undertones. 1 is very fair skin with neutral undertones. So I don't know that I buy that is cool. I guess like with color theory and everything, having a little bit of a yellow undertone to a concealer does help to kind of like cancel out the blue purpleness of the under eye. I'm gonna use the Wayne Goss number 2 brush and this little by Terry Hydra Powder. This is like the travel one. So I'm going to set under the eyes. I think it looks pretty natural though. I think it gives a nice amount of coverage. It's not creasing too badly. I'm just trying to figure out if I like this concealer and this foundation together, which is ironic because they're from the same brand and they're kind of meant to go together, but anyway. So what else? I think a lot of the makeup I have is going to be kind of on the eyes. Yeah, I think I have eyes and lips. So another new product I'm gonna try out, this is the Kat Von D KVD ModCon. I feel like that is just kind of seared into my brain and it's never going to come out. I have the shade Fair Cool 90. And again, this is another pretty chunky tube here. You can see those two together. Haven't tried this one yet either. Normally I use the Fenty Matchstick in Amber, which is like a stick product. I have the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, but I think that's just like a little kind of dark. Like going right over this blemish I have on this cheek. So, kind of curious. How this blends. And then I have the BK 101 brush. So blendability wise, I think this is the easiest of all of the ones that I've tried. And I think this is a good color for me. Like I said, I think the Charlotte Tilbury is a little bit too intense. Pretty subtle too, I think. Which I think is good for kind of like everyday, like seeing people in person type makeup. I don't always like to contour just for like normal going out or whatever, because I think it can look too obvious. But I think that looks pretty natural. I'll have timestamps down below if you don't really care about this product since it's not on sale. It's kind of like watery. Like it's a very thin texture. I think that helps it blend out. So I'm thinking about trying to do like a, you know, Charlotte Tilbury on one side and Kat Von D on the other type video. So if you would find that helpful, let me know. I think Britt Clark did one, but she has a medium skin tone and she had a different shade. So that's the Kat Von D. That is the Charlotte Tilbury. That is the new Glossier Solar Paint in Flare. And that is the Fenty Matchstick in Amber. So Fenty is definitely cooler, but like I said, the Kat Von D is easier to blend. And the Glossier is more of a shimmery bronzer product, and you can see the Charlotte Tilbury is definitely darker. It's not as thin, it's a little bit harder to blend out. All right, so for the new products I'm trying today, that's 2 wins, I think, which is always a plus when you don't waste your money, right? All right, so I think I'm gonna try just like a very light kind of dusting of powder all over. I have this Hourglass loose powder that I haven't tried in a hot minute, so I'm gonna give that a try. And I'm going to use my BK, which one is this? 102 brush, which is a very kind of floppy, loose powder. Okay, so for bronzer, I'm just going to use my Gucci bronzer with my Reference number 22 brush, just to add a little bit of color and shape to the face. Okay, so for the eyes, I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit more. So, going in with my Fenty eye primer. So, I have 2 eye palettes to choose from. Like I said, one is the Anastasia Norvina palette, which I think a lot of people are pretty familiar with. So that's one option. And then I also have the LORAC Noir palette, which is one of the new ones they came out with. So this one, I think it's Soleil and the Mikaki or something, are going to be on sale. I think I might actually use this one. I do have a full like live swatch video on my channel. So if you'd like to kind of see all of these shades in action, you can check that out. So unfortunately the names aren't printed on it, which is super annoying, but I will tell you what I'm using. So going in with that light kind of cream color all over the lid. And then I'm gonna go into the shade just next to it, which is a light brown kind of transition color. And then just keep going down this row. The one right next to that. Start to deepen up that outer corner. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Chikuhodo GSN 9 and I'm gonna go into this shade here. This one is called Dahlia, and just take that on a dry brush, and you can kind of see it does give pretty good payoff with just a dry brush. So just kind of focusing that one on the outer third or half, I guess. I think we might even add some glitter on top of this, so I guess we'll go all out. I think I'm gonna try that one next to it. This one is called Stardust, and put some of that on the inner half. So this definitely gives you kind of almost that wet look shine. I see a little bit of fallout, so I'm just going to take that big powder brush again. Honestly, I don't even know if I need glitter. I'm gonna take this little rougher number, what are you, 23? Go back into that light brown kind of transition. Again, there is some fallout, so if you want to use a dry brush and apply those shadows, I would recommend doing your eyes first. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more to the inner corner, so I'm going to use this reference number 26, and I'm going to go into this shade that's called Whisper, this one that's like the second in. I think I'm happy with that. I feel like I should do more, but I think I'm happy with just that. Actually, I'm gonna use my finger on that same little Whisper shade and just tap. I cut this. This was, I think, taped over the shades. You can't see. So this was like taped over the shades, and I removed it so I could like keep, you know, track of what they're called. Then that covers up the mirror. I mean, I think it speaks for itself, which I believe in Latin is res ipsa loquitur. Any lawyers out there? I don't think I want to do liner because I'm using one of the mascaras, and I just like to do that without liner so you kind of get a better look at what it actually does. I wasn't going to pick up any more of those LORAC palettes, but now I'm thinking I should. Okay, so I just have a little sample of this Tarte Lash Smoothie, and that's what that looks like. So I'm going to curl my lashes using the rougher lash curler. And if you've watched my videos, you'll know that the Tarte Lights Camera Splashes is my Holy Grail mascara. That's a waterproof. This has like a very kind of rubberized, comby type bristle wand. I think there is actually a comb on it on one side, so I'll show you that in a second. I tend not to like this kind of brush because you have to kind of make sure that you have the right side. So that is one coat on this eye. All right, so one coat on this side, one coat on this side. I think I managed to somehow, I don't know, get a better side of the brush. So I guess it was building up the volume a little bit more. And this one, it seems like it's already kind of clumping, which is maybe why they put a comb on the brush. All right, so that's 2 coats. So it's not the worst my lashes have ever looked, but I don't generally like this type of brush, like the more synthetic type, and then having multiple sides to it, if it's not like super obvious, is just not my favorite. So can you see there's like kind of a comb side and then like some shorter. I don't know. I feel like applying mascara already takes too long. I don't want to spend any more time on it than I need to. Yeah, it says short bristles separate and define, long bristles volumize and curl. And this is a volumizing hemp mascara. It has a green queen complex that conditions lashes with hemp seed oil, castor oil, coconut oil, kiwi seed oil, avocado oil, baobab oil, and plant wax. Volumizing, lengthening, curling, and conditioning. So I don't think I'll be able to give you guys much of a wear test. It's holding up a little bit better, I think, than the Tarte Lights Camera lashes, which I think I tried, I think it was last week when I tried that one. So I think it's a little bit better than that, but I think I'll have to try this again when I can give it a full day's wear test. I might buy it because I'm trying to do a like overview video of all the Tarte mascaras. I didn't repurchase the original Tarte Lights Camera lashes, just, I don't know, I couldn't be bothered. So I don't know. The Tarte Lights Camera Splashes is currently on sale, I think, for about $11 on the Beauty Brands website. They also have like the Maneater, the Big Ego, I'm not sure what else. But if you wanted to try some other Tarte mascaras that aren't on sale at Ulta, I'm not sure when the sale on the Beauty Brands website ends, but that's another option. Well, let's just apply a little bit of blush here. I'm gonna go back into this old chestnut, the Hourglass Ambient blush palette. This was, I think, a limited edition. I'm gonna go into Mood Exposure, which is a permanent shade, just for something a little mauve-y. I really like blush palettes, I think, because that way, like as far as like an everyday makeup drawer, you can just reach for one item, open it, and then figure out kind of what shade of blush you want to go with whatever eye look. So, do love a good blush palette. And then for highlighter, I'm gonna go into the Aether Pure Diamond Dust, which looks kind of dark in the pan, but that might have been too much. So before we talk about lips, I was going to swatch some of these Stila Glitter and Glow shadows that I didn't end up using. So I think it's only the glitter and glows that are on sale. They also have the shimmer and glows, which are the more kind of metallic, obviously less glittery shades. I also just want to see if any of these are kind of dried up. I have this one in the full size. This is Bronzed Belle. Ooh. I'm like thinking, do I need to put this back on my eyes? So that is Bronzed Belle. I feel like I achieved kind of a similar look with that LORAC palette, so if you don't want to mess with glitters, that might be a good way to go. This one is Smoldering Satin. I think this was part of like a mini set that they came out with. That's really beautiful too. Bronzed Belle and Smoldering Satin. And then next up we have Kitten Karma. I think the pure kitten shade is the Shimmer and Glow. And then finally we have Diamond Dust. Yeah. This, I'm actually thinking of getting a replacement for this because this one is feeling a little kind of dried out. So that is Diamond Dust on that side. Yeah, I might replace this one. I think I actually got this out to do like my 4th of July look, and I ended up not using it. I think I used the Fenty Diamond Balm instead, which is a face highlighter. The Diamond Balm actually has more of a, I swatched it underneath, yeah. It's a much finer kind of reflect going on there. So although I think these will be on sale for $12, the Glitters and Glow. Glitter and glows. How do you make that plural? I just wanted to share some other kind of more drugstore options. This is the Kokie Crystal Fusion Liquid Eyeshadow in Polaris. I think I got this like in Ipsy or something. This one's probably more similar to the Shimmers and Glow. And then of course the e.l.f. Liquid Glitter Eyeshadows. I have 2 different shades here. I don't know if Kokie is sold at Ulta, but I'm pretty sure e.l.f. is. These I think are smaller, so this would be 3 ml, the e.l.f. and the Stila is, doesn't say on the package, but just like size-wise, I think the Stila has more product. So this is the shade Pinky Swear, and then I also have the shade Flirty Birdie. Obviously the Stila has kind of nicer packaging. Okay, so drugstore is on my right hand and Stila is on my left. So this is drugstore, that's Stila. But you know, depending on where you like to shop, if you like to shop in person, if you miss the sale, or if you just want to spend even less than $12, there's some options for you. Especially with glitters, I like the idea of the sets that Stila puts out because you can play around with a lot of different shades and maybe figure out which one you would possibly go through or use enough of a full size of. I mean, I'm sure there are some people that wear glitter every day, but for me it's more kind of a, I don't know, festive thing. So it's nice to get that opportunity to kind of play with a lot of different ones. I'm gonna go wash my hands because they're full of glitter. So I have 2 of the different types of lipsticks to try on for you. I have a sample of the Buxom Full Force lipstick in the shade Dolly Dreamer. It says, drench lips in lasting, creamy, maxed out color. Show off visibly plumper lips with one stroke. Hyaluronic acid and conditioning oils fill, smooth, and hydrate lips while a teardrop-shaped tip effortlessly hugs every curve every time. So I like that as far as like a plumping formula. It's plumping in the sense of hydrating rather than, you know, irritating or whatever. So like I said, this is the just little sample. So see how this looks. Has, I think, kind of a vanilla scent to it. Okay, so that glides on very nicely, very creamy. And I'm not wearing a lip liner or anything like that, so. I did exfoliate my lips earlier, but I think they're still a little chapped. So if I were, you know, wearing this instead of just removing it right away, I think I would apply a lip liner, but I think that's like a really pretty mauve-y color. Oh wait, I think now I'm starting to feel a tingle. I spoke too soon. It doesn't say in the details section if there's like a kind of plumping type ingredient. So it feels tingly to me. I don't recognize any of the ingredients or see anywhere on there where it says that that's what it does, but I don't know. That's what I'm experiencing. Nothing like painful, but I would just assume not have that. This feels a little tingly. I think my lips are pinker though, right? I don't think that would have stained. I think that's just like, do they look plumper? Maybe. Well, there you go. I wish they would like say that that's what it is instead of just saying, oh, it's moisturizing, etc. Okay, so the next product is the Mented Semi-Matte Lipstick. And I have one of the semi-matte and two of the mattes, but I was gonna swatch these for you just because I think the colors are available in both formulas. So this I got from FabFitFun in a sale or BoxyCharm or something. So this is the shade Peach Please. Which definitely doesn't feel as like moisturizing as the Buxom, but it is a semi-matte. I probably should have done the Buxom last because I think the underlying color of my lips has changed a bit, but that is Peach Please. I think that'd be a nice like fall nude color. So the other two I have here, one is Nude La La and the other is Dope Taupe. So this is Dope Taupe in the matte formula, and this isn't really like my color probably, but so even though it's matte, it doesn't feel like super uncomfortable. Like I said, this is probably not my color. Okay, so the last one here is Nude La La. So this color is probably gonna work a little bit better for me. It's still a bit more like brownie nude, but I think, you know, fall-wise, I think that would work, depending on kind of what else I have going on. So color-wise, I think I actually like the Buxom one the best. I think I'll reapply that for the thumbnail. I'm starting to look a little washed out here. All right, so that is gonna do it. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this final batch of products for week 3 of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. Let me know if you saw anything that you think you might be interested in picking up. So far, I've been pretty lucky in managing to purchase everything I had my eye on. I think the one exception was another one of those Wanderlust blushes. Those sold out super fast, so oh well, I probably don't need any more blush in my life. So hopefully this video will be up by Sunday morning, but if you are interested in any of these products, make sure to kind of hop on as soon as you can that morning, or I think the deals tend to go live around 1 a.m. Eastern. So depending on how committed you are to getting certain things, you might stay up or you might not. If you're on the West Coast, you're a bit luckier. So let's see what's for tomorrow, Sunday. Okay, so the Dermaplane, like I showed you, I don't recommend, but if you've already bought it, you can always return it, right? The Mario Badescu facial spray will be half off. I don't know if those will sell out very quickly or not. And then I think there's going to be one surprise steal. So I'll try to like pin a comment or make a note of that in the description box, what that surprise steal is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you're all staying very safe and healthy, and I will talk to you soon.